Communication. Communicate always with the people around you. Don't be scared. Don't be ashamed. And find the ones that really do love you. They are the ones that would be ready to sit down and listen.
Yeah.
It's not a shame.
Brand new episode, brand new week. Kanzi on the mic.
Oh, wow, baby.
Flamingos podcast.
Podcast, man. That's the shit. Let's go.
You just tuned into your weekly show of the Flamingos podcast. We fresh. We back.
We fancy. No?
Pause. أقطع.
You don't know the song?
Awab is feeling like a fancy bitch today.
You don't know the song?
That's a
We fresh.
Megan,
We
we
fancy.
additional Megan the Stallion ولا
Now he's wearing a Louis Vuitton. Show me the red heel.
They're Converses.
With the red heel.
Black bottoms.
I hope everybody out there is doing well. I hope everybody out there had a good weekend, had a good week as well. Everybody is safe, happy. Happiness is a journey of you finding it. It's not you reaching there. It's loving. It's a quote a movie.
So what?
Pursuit of Happiness. حاجة سريعة كده. Yeah, it was a tough last weekend for me, but we'll get into that. Not this weekend. Tune in every Monday for audio, every Tuesday for visuals on YouTube, and here we go. We start. How you doing, gentlemen? Kanzi?
والله الحمد لله everything is fine.
في شيء بخاطرك؟
Been a busy week as usual. The weekend was a bit different this weekend. Had the chance to spend it with the friends and family.
This is the type of compilation we need. Of Kanzi, how he's saying this week was a bit different, and then you roll out every week and how he says it was. That would be nice.
Yeah. In addition
it
to
ends up being
that,
the same.
Huh? Exactly. That's my
Like it's a
point.
bit different. Spend some time with family and friends.
yeah, but the special thing about this weekend was, as I mentioned, is that I got the chance to spend it with my friends, with the friends and family members, and was a bit weird.
Because the first time that I spend it with people that I know and I love.
Wallahi, subhanallah, yeah, it's a bliss. But anyhow, you keep adjusting my mic, Riyad. شكرا لك.
عشانك والله. عشان ما تجي هنا.
Okay. But yeah, other than this, nothing.
ما في شيء مهم.
ما في شيء مهم. Yeah.
Why was it weird though?
Exactly, that's the question. Because
I was so.
I'm asking why it's weird because I spent I was there in the weekend.
Yeah.
Why was it weird?
you are the person, the people that he loves.
لا لكن why was it weird though? What was the weird
That's
part?
No.
subliminal
There
love
was
spread.
part of the weekend that was I was so active, abnormally, like not as the same weekend that I spent. Not that part that I spent with you, but the other part, which was I
Without you.
Yeah, I went and I fixed my car and I did the other stuff,
you were
other
productive.
activities that
You were
was.
somewhat
Some adult activities.
حاجات كنت خدتها بالجنب كده for a very long time.
Yeah, it was a
So you feel
backlog.
accomplished. That's why it's
Exactly.
Okay.
That was it. But other than that, yeah, still the same me. Just what about you? Oh, سلامات يا أخي.
الله يسلمك. رياض تركته برا. هنا زياد.
Okay, زياد.
ياد.
Okay.
زياد بلعب مع
يعني
كورة.
رياض كان he was the one who was sick last week. It wasn't you.
Yeah, but they're both also attached to each other. Yad won't survive without Riyad. Riyad won't survive without Yad. شوف شغلك.
خليك مكان فارغ.
أعطيني نصايح وأسئلة.
طيب تفضل.
Yeah, I caught food poisoning last weekend
What
from
type of
seafood.
Seafood, okay.
From a place called Dampa in
Really? From
Dubai.
Dampa?
Yes. I kid you not. I would not wish that on my enemy. What I was going through. I was literally dying. I told my friend, yo, take me to the hospital. Just drop me there. I don't care, bro. I came down from his car. I ran inside to the ER. And I was like, hey, guys, I can't. I went in and they did some tests. They gave me the IV as well. Spent like 8 hours over there at the hospital. Second day, I had to do some tests. Stool test, first time ever. Had to.
خلاص ما.
Oops, where is it falling?
It's getting too much graphics. Like anyhow,
I did the blood test, and that's where I discovered after that I have something called IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. Doctor told me, hey, you have to start trying out food. Yeah, to discover, you know, what really irritates your. He's like, are you also living a stressful lifestyle? It's because I'm a type of person who, even when he's stressed, he doesn't show it. He doesn't show it.
you keep it inside.
I keep it inside, and I show a certain side that because I wouldn't, because I'm a type of person who believes if I start showing stress or frustration around people, that would affect the room. You know.
Yeah,
and I
emit different type
exactly,
of energy.
and I don't want to do that to anyone. So that's why I try to hold it in, and I show always positive energy everywhere I go, whether it's people that I chill with, work. That's what I try to maintain always. Yet if I'm stressed, I just keep it within, you know, and I deal with it, you know, on the low. But yeah, and he said also it's something that you inherit throughout the family, and yes, we have that history also in our family, you know, where people have
IBS.
not IBS necessarily, but
stress related
symptoms. Yo, I took around cumulative 12 type of medicine throughout 3-4 days, and then I stopped, and then I started taking different 6 type of pills that you have to take, and then 2 hours later you have to take certain type of pill, powder that you mix with water that you have to drink throughout the day, blah blah blah, you know, and all of that, and my stomach was killing me. Alhamdulillah, now I'm feeling much better. It's very important, and this is to everybody out there, it's very important to go and do regular checkups on yourself. This is not a joke. No matter how you feel you're great, no matter how you feel like you have a God body to a certain extent of how good that you are, no matter how you think that you're young and your body can still handle, you know, it's a fight that you're having against your body. Don't do that, because it'll fire back at a certain time. Even if you don't have time, every 6 months, at least every 6 months,
Go check up.
go do a regular checkup on your whole body, you know?
Of course, yeah.
And this is something that helps for you to discover early stuff that can be cured on early stages as well. You know, you're not a man if you sit around and you go like, oh, this shit is gonna go, I can handle this shit, you know? Certain people do think in that way, you know? You don't need to do that. You damage yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah.
ما تكابر، ما تورجي انك انت بطل وحش الوحوش في حياتك, you know. It's something that will help you to live good. It's something will help you to be happy as well, you know. And it'll take, if it won't take stress off you, of course it will eventually when you discover something and you overcome it. It will keep the people that you love happy as well when they see you healthy. You know, they won't be worried. They won't sit out at nights, keep checking up that, yo, how you doing today? You know, remember that the loved ones will sleep happy today once they know that you're good.
Yeah, and also I think one of the prevention techniques is to choose the right quality of food that you are intaking.
100%, that all comes. But then at the end of the day, we're humans.
Yeah.
You know, we like to
That's
sometimes, you know, that's where,
that's one of the
you do checkups so you know what type of food suits also your lifestyle. Now, this is now what I have to go through, you know. Doctor told me that now all you have to do is try certain type of food for 5 days until you discover what really irritates your stomach or your nervous system over there, you know. Just when I heard that, and I kid you not, when I heard that, I felt a defeat. I felt of a defeat. And that was for the first time ever. I was kind of shocked because I never imagined myself, because I was that person. I never imagined myself that I would go through this now. I always had in my mind that, yo, I'm young. Let me just utilize that now and go to the extreme levels of whatever that I want to do right now, of hard work that I want to go do, of whatever potential that I feel that I might have and pursue, you know? And that affected badly because of the lifestyle that I started having since last year.
Okay.
You know? And that affected me. And once he told me that, I really, you know, I got that, you know, غصة.
Yeah. You shouldn't.
I was like, but I was like, yo, all right. So now I have to sit down and discover. I have to take the shit really serious.
Okay, I just want to point out one very important point for all the people in the 20s is that don't be afraid to reach the limit, because you were saying that I wanted to know what is the maximum that I can reach. That's part of your mindset or the way you're thinking, right? It's better to, my advice is that for all the people in their 20s is that don't be afraid to reach your limit. It's good to discover your limit in your 20s rather than facing that in your...
This is something that I have to live with.
But
something
now,
that I have now that I have to live with for never know.
Yeah, but exactly. But it's better to know than not to know.
Never discover that. Yeah.
Never discover that.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. That's why. Yeah, that's why we should, and we urge people to do checkups regularly.
Yeah. So don't feel defeated. It's a blessing to know that.
Alhamdulillah. But you know, it's just something that didn't sit well with me when I first heard it, because it's a lesson at the end of the day. Exactly. That's why I came and I said that now, you know.
Yeah, that's something when you were talking about it. That's something that people, especially in your 20s, like you guys were saying, you think you're invincible, kind of. Like you just keep on pushing yourself and doing what you want to do, and by the time you get to your late 20s or 30s, you start noticing the
things
toll it takes on your body, basically.
It does, yeah.
And that's when you need to
adjust.
Yeah, the lifestyle.
It doesn't mean that you can't
balance.
Still that you can't still do what you want to do, but it's just you have to do it differently, because right now your body's is feeling the effects of all
you were doing,
all the pressure that you were putting on it. But that's fine, Annie. It's how life is generally. That's what happens to everybody. It's better to catch it on early than
and build yourself. And that's the most important period of your life, that you're building yourself and you're building your lifestyle in a way that these type of things you will prevent it at the beginning stage, for example, and then deal with it and transform the stress, for example. That's one of the things that we talked about last episode.
معلش جاك وجع ظهر ولا لسه؟
لا ده عندي
خشيت في وجع الظهر
لسه لما تجي we can give you some advice.
What about you, Awab? How was your week? Sorry, I had very good. ماله ده؟ متحمس. الويك بتاعه حماس.
الويك ما متحمس والله.
الويك ما متحمس لكن انت متحمس.
انا متحمس
للويك.
والله شوف انا I had I'm not going to talk about my week. I'm going to talk about this period in general that I'm going through right now.
بودكاست بتاع بك.
لكن يعني المرة دي it's on a more somber.
No, not you necessarily only, but يعني كل فترة في زول عنده كده حاجة بتاع بلكي منها.
لكن that's good, that helps because we talk about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I wanted to say is that I've had a very, very difficult period, especially mentally. Like physically I've been alhamdulillah, health wise I'm good. But mentally it's been a very tough period. I've I've been in the space in my head where I'm second guessing every decision I made in the past 10 years.
Okay.
Literally, like I've been under a lot of pressure.
There's a lot of reflection.
There's a lot of reflection which is not helping.
Okay.
But at the same time, it's just your mind goes places that you can't really stop it from going, and then you get into this very, very, very dark space that
in your mind. That's all in your mind.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, and it's something that I read in recently, is that the journey of the mind is much more difficult than the journey of the body.
Definitely.
So when I started thinking about that, about the journey that's happening in my mind and how difficult it is, I just kept on, like the thing that kept on nagging in my head is like, this is me living this XYZ life, right?
Yeah.
Imagine, and I got so pressured into it, I felt like I wanted to explode. I reached points where I was contemplating, yani it was difficult. It was difficult to sleep, to wake up, and then I had a few conversations with people that I know, like with people who are close, and I had these talks.
You never called me.
That I talked to you, bro. We literally spoke 2 weeks ago.
I like people that discussion.
But then that's another thing, is that you don't know what you need. You don't know what you need until
you suffer, until you go through it.
Until you don't know what you need until you get it. Especially in a very dark place in your mind. And it's just that made me think about what people go through generally. Like, I'm one of
the
7 billion.
So you took
all of us
bird's eye view, on this
at the deepest, at the darkest moment that you think that you are going through whatever, depression, anxiety, whatever. You think that you are the only one in this planet who's going through this, because nobody else is talking about it.
Exactly.
But in reality, everybody goes through it.
Everybody goes through it, and that's why I wanted to talk about it, because a lot of people go through struggles, whether it's struggle with anxiety or depression, or I had my problem was I had a lot of anxiety. A couple of years ago, not even a year or two ago, I had like higher levels of anxiety. I used to have panic attacks and it was
nervous breakdown or whatever.
Yeah. And it was really difficult. And when I went through this stage of it, it's still not easy, but it's bearable, especially learning what I need, which is learning to talk, learning to be aware of that I'm not alone in this.
The only problem that we are not prepared for this when you go through your life, when you face these calamities and tribulations,
communication.
All of these issues, we are not prepared. In the school system that we went through, they did not teach us
exactly
how to deal with these type of stuff, how to transform stress, for example.
Yeah, we're not structured into knowing how to deal with it. That's So, like, the thing is, every time conversations vary from people to people, but some people I talk to, they tell me, I keep getting a lot of خلاص, you'll be fine.
You'll be fine. Go pray, go do whatever.
يعني بس اعمل هنا and you'll be fine.
Helps, but
أو أعمل كذا وأعمل كذا. يعني sometimes these stresses, especially in our community, they get pushed to the side. Like خلاص مع كل حاجة خلاص, you'll be fine. You'll get through. يلا خلاص ما مشكلة.
Everything heals with time.
استحمل. Suck it up. كذا.
Man up.
مثلا man up. There's a lot of
انت عمرك 28 سنة. What stress you talking about?
What stress you?
You keep getting these frustrating answers to it. And they're not even answers, they frustrate you even more.
And also some people, they will say like you're not exposed to sun, go get vitamins D and whatever because it helps. People will give you solutions that is not even proven that
but
it
no
works.
one in all of that, no one would sit down and be ready to hear you talk.
To hear you well,
No one will sit down to hear you talk.
Literally, it might be
what you need.
Yeah.
People will also sit down maybe and not even just listen. They'll sit down and start also giving you advices. This is not what I came to talk to you about. Sometimes it's not something that I want from you. It's something that I just came to talk to you and just let some
loose.
burden go off my chest, and that's it.
Exactly, yeah.
And
go ahead.
I just wanted to highlight also people who suffers from these type of
It's everybody, bro.
everybody,
Aye.
they don't talk about it because it's kind of a taboo.
Aye. That's true.
When you say that I'm going through depression or whatever, people will say, "Oh, okay, he's منفسن, he's عنده نفسيات, he's whatever."
People
you know,
stop chilling with you.
People stop chilling with you.
avoid you.
They avoid you because okay, this guy, he's giving me negative vibes. I'm not gonna stay with him. They this is what happens. This is what in reality what is happening.
I completely agree. That's one of the biggest issues and it's we're not the only ones that talk about it. The conversation is really happening now on a broader spectrum about all the mental health is stigmatized in our region, in our communities, and not enough conversations are happening. And the more and more I start thinking, okay, khalas, now people are starting to understand it. I'm starting to see that no, it's actually still people hear it, but they don't understand it. There's a lack of emotional intelligence that's happening. So to everybody that's gonna hear this or that might want to hear this or might not want to hear this, is if you're going through something, don't be afraid to talk about it. Don't be afraid to vent it out. Don't be afraid to say whatever you want to say. And if someone comes to you and starts venting to you and telling you, hear them out. Listen, not everybody, you don't need to solve everybody's problem. You need to listen. You need to hear and you need to sympathize. That's it. And for us to be able to deal with this in a healthy way, these conversations need to be normal. Need to be okay. ما ممكن أنا عشان أجي أتكلم في موضوع زي ده. I feel like even when I was thinking about mentioning this topic and I talked to you guys in the group and I was like, I'm gonna talk about this. I was thinking about it for 4 or 5 days of how I'm gonna bring it up and how I'm gonna navigate this topic.
Yeah.
And at some point I was like, bro, I'm doing the same mistake that I'm saying people are doing, which is I'm stigmatizing it too.
Yep.
So it's something that needs to be acceptable. There are ways that you can help yourself. There are people there to help. The conversation is normal to have. This is something that happens to 100% of the people. I remember the first time I started talking about the first time I had a panic attack, and I said it publicly. I know till this day people that come and talk to me about, listen, Asma, and they talk to me in secret, like, listen, Asma, Inta, how did you deal with this when you started having panic attacks, and how did you deal with that when you start? And it's like something people are ashamed of, when it shouldn't be. It's stress, it's life, it's something you deal with. You need to find a healthy way to deal with it. So,
and the only problem is that because everybody suffer in silence and nobody talks about it.
When everybody's suffering.
Yeah, when everybody's suffering and everybody have a different experience, right? So they cannot share the solution we cannot share the same solution and apply it to everybody. But at least talking about it should be normal, right?
Yes, لأنه like I said, the journey of the mind that I was talking about is that you reach your conclusions by yourself. The way I found my way to deal with it isn't because someone told me the answer. It's because someone heard me out and helped me find my way to the answer.
Putting out the way in your head while you're communicating with that person. So this is what helped you.
But at least this way should be the basic of how to deal with any mental health issue. Yeah, like you discovered after a very long time, after suffering, that I needed to vent this out. I need to talk to somebody, right? But you had to suffer it. If we can prevent this from an initial stage, right?
See, look, this is the thing.
And everybody talked about it as a normal thing. You will not. Nobody should go through the suffering, right? So that's one of the things that. And also, I want to correct myself. Earlier I mentioned that the older generation, if you go to them and talk to them that I'm going through depression, the first thing that they will say, strengthen your relationship with God and go fulfill your part of religion, and
that helps,
which is correct.
It helps, yeah.
Which is the obsolete solution. Yeah, that's the optimum solution for this type of issues. But teach me how to deal with it. There should be some standards or procedures that I follow, right? In an organized way, some way or another, I think.
Of course, yeah.
See, a group of friends should also normalize having conversations such as
Having
how every
emotional-
person
like emotional
yes,
conversations. Yeah.
friends don't sit down together and discuss how they feel, how they're feeling towards anything in this universe. Friends sit down, and not all, of course, but that's the main thing that happens maybe in where I grew up or where we grew up, you know. Just like what we mentioned, that people will stop talking to you, they'll start brushing you off, people will start ignoring your calls. And this is something that I used to experience because as a type of person that I am, and you know, I would sit down and I would speak. I'm a very expressive type of person. I would express my emotions. I would express how I feel. And I always try to implement that with the people that I know so we can all have a healthy relationship, a healthy conversation, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody that would sit down and talk about how they feel. Yet every type of circle that I sit around with, I always feel that people don't want to show that type of that side of them.
Yeah, because they
There's
consider it as a
always-
weakness.
Yeah, there's always a hold back from people that no, I should not show my emotions. No, I should not express what I'm going through. No, these people are not gonna help me.
They're gonna bully me on a stage, for
To
example.
a certain extent, they're gonna make fun of me. They're gonna talk about behind my back that
yeah.
I've been. You should not care. Maybe once you start talking, maybe once you open that channel or type of communication with your friends, and that's where I try always everywhere that I go. It'll unlock with someone else, and that someone else unlocks it with someone else, and then you have a healthy channel over there.
Yeah.
People should not feel ashamed of opening and talking about how they feel. This is something that I've experienced more than once, where I come and speak about how I feel. I come and speak, and I see people starting going away in a slow manner, you know? And
Part of it will be like some of the people will be listening to you, but they will be worried about why should I listen to his problems? I have enough problems in the world and my back. Some of them
No,
will
it's
think
not-
this way.
yeah, that's true.
But if you face one of these people, that this shows that they don't care about you anyway.
100%.
And honestly, I don't blame other people for this, because I feel like this is not something that's
See,
people are not. يعني زي ما احنا هسي I told you about what I discovered and what happened. It's a process that I learned. I know a lot of people are not in that part of the process. يعني you can't blame people for what they don't.
it's not
know.
about people. My talk is not towards people. My talk is towards those group of friends that sit down
Your circle.
365 days together and they don't listen to each other.
Yeah.
My talk is to these people
But
that
that's
you
not
know,
normal in our
this is-
community.
exactly.
That's
But
not
my
normal.
talk is not to general people. My talk is for the person that you meet on the daily or on the weekly basis, yet you don't still sit down and talk to him about how you feel, what you're going through. What type of friends are these that you can't feel safe or have a safe space to have such conversations with, that they will sit down and start rating you and start talking about, oh, this guy is crazy, oh, this guy is out of his mind, oh, this guy, let's just stay away of him from him because he's distributing that negative energy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
this is all something that happens in the groups of friends
Yeah.
that chill together every time.
And that's a big misconception with everything that's related to these conversations about mental health and all these stuff. I the first time I actually I opened up my mind to more concepts is I remember I had a conversation with I think you know him with Adil. But we met him at Roots a while back, and
Okay.
I've been talking to him on and off, and I've been that kind of opened my mind up to that is an actual healthy conversation. And if you asked Awab 5 years ago, I would have said, "That's my man, just deal with your shit." And
Hold your grounds.
that's the system I was
were in.
raised under.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's what I dealt with all my life. You have a problem, just deal with it. Like, what the fuck are you complaining
Also,
about?
seeking professional help is something great.
I'm starting to learn and understand that.
Yeah.
And recently, I've been thinking,
There are a lot
considering
of channels,
that as well.
official channels. There are a lot of
No, I mean, as in going to someone, a doctor or someone that, and I've been considering that lately, to be honest. I've been considering that lately because I really need to sit down with someone and talk.
Definitely,
That's
and
that
also,
what-
but nowadays these type of things is becoming very like easy to get. For example,
to
there is an app called BetterHelp, I think. Because if you're asking for a consultation or someone to talk with a psychiatric, I think. But
I don't need medication.
yeah, it's not
See, this is the
medication.
thing.
It's not medication. Even,
a lot of
even
them,
consultation. I'm
you
talking about only
but a lot of them also take it as business. A lot of these doctors that you go to that they have to force these pills on you. No. I'm not here for pills.
I want to heal naturally. I know.
Exactly. I came here to talk. That's it.
I understand. So one of the things, if this app allows you to or give you access to too many professional doctors who you can subscribe to the app, very like $9 I think or something a month or something.
Okay.
Which is comparing to an actual consultation, it's 6,000 dirhams, I think, or something like that. So yeah, it's there are channels, there are official channels. If you are really concerned and your close circle is not helping you, then you apparently you should get out of this circle,
This environment.
and pursue the official channels to help you with whatever you are going through.
Yeah.
And it's mental health month in October. Exactly, it's a mental health day on October 10th. It's not a shame if you seek help. It's not a shame if you discuss how you feel
And let these
among your
conversations,
peers.
I'm sorry, but let these
Exactly.
conversations be normal, man. It's exhausting now. It reached to the point where it's exhausting for you to actually find someone to talk to.
Yeah.
Let this be something that is a part of your life. That
Allah
is a
يعينها
part
if
of
I
your,
date أنا someone. When I
نيجا
date a
كتيرة
girl-
مش؟
Bro,
that's what she
أنا
signed
once-
up for.
أنا now once a girl that she opens the door for me and I start expressing. Floods.
ليت كمان
I
بقى.
flowed.
انت كمان
I flowed.
filter things out يعني ما قدرت طوالي.
I flawed emotions, but no, I'm not love emotions. No, I flawed how I'm going through, what I'm going through, what I'm.
And I love you.
I don't even say that. I just, and then
ما هو
I never get the
once those
text back.
doors open خلاص.
That's the thing. I get on bread.
لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله.
بلا الدرجة دي كمان. يلا that's another topic.
ده موضوع تاني.
I think it's
The type of people that over-express their.
don't over-express yourself.
I don't know, man. It's not a shame to seek help from professionals. It's not a shame if you go and discuss how your feelings among your friends, your close ones, if you really call them your close ones. It's not a shame if you sit down and discuss that with your family.
Even if they take it in a different way.
And try to convince them how to understand you. Sometimes listen, they were raised in a certain era, generation. You were raised in a certain era, generation. Having a conversation with them to make them understand as well is also good for you. It's also good for them also to understand how the new generation or the people are, the
Going
modern
through,
day, or what they're going through.
it's totally different time.
Exactly. Stay safe. That's it. Moving on. Music. Not plenty, but I just want to talk about this, to be honest. Absol released a song called Moon Shooter.
Yep.
He released a song before that I didn't like.
One?
Moon Shooter.
Just a song before that?
Yeah.
He released a lot of stuff before that.
No. It's just no. The last album I loved it. But then I loved it.
Okay.
It was a good comeback. Yet because people somehow lost hope, that's why they didn't pay attention to it.
I listened to it. I didn't like it.
Bro.
I did not like it. Do what thou wilt. It's called, yeah.
I love it. But he to me, once again, and I said that before, he didn't fulfill the potential that I think he had. And I don't know if he will. He will still be he will still be my favorite act from TDE.
Okay.
Till date. and ever since they started, Moon Shooter is that Absol that I've been waiting for. You know? I loved the song. I loved it.
I think he was waiting for Absol more than the song, but
لا if because
انا اظن حماس الأغنية
no,
خليه
it's Absol, the lyrical genius that I know. If you actually listen to the song deeply, wow, what a song. But yeah, let's see what he's also cooking.
Kanzi, do you like it? Did you listen to it?
بس قبل ال-
No, I'm just gonna wait for the full album. I think.
What a safe escape. What a safe escape.
It's like, no, I don't want to listen to
I
it.
want to
I'm
judge
just
the whole
gonna wait
project.
for
You know,
that.
I treat the
لازم
whole
اسمعها في كونسبت كامل
كامل.
أفهم الأغنية.
أفهم الأغنية.
عشان أعرف
السيكونس
هي
بتاع
التسلسل بتاعها
Yeah,
وقع ليه.
it's not an easy thing, guys. معلش يعني لكن.
Being a listener.
Life of a music critic.
You didn't like it.
I listened to it once. I honestly did not feel like listening to it again.
Okay.
Maybe I didn't give it that deep listen that you spoke about, but I will after what you just said,
All right.
or I won't. I don't know.
That's cool. It was somehow musically dead week. Oh, I read somewhere that Doja Cat is next album releasing is more from the rave culture, German
Yes,
rave
yes, yes.
culture,
Everything is going
and
great.
that's something that I'm waiting for.
Also,
Yo,
So it's,
here her,
think the
her
rest of-
eyebrows are going in the wave.
I think the rest of the year. I think the whole music industry is following that.
there's a whole shift in hip hop, but this is good because by that, dance as a genre, EDM as a genre is being revived. What's next? I think rock will be as well revived in the upcoming years.
There was a time for reggaeton, I think, right? Also.
لا ما خلاص ملينا.
I'm just I'm going
yeah.
through the time.
So you know,
Kanzi shined in the reggaeton.
reggaeton era. Amir
It was,
Mackenzie.
it was,
yeah.
that was his peak. عرفتها?
Teenage days.
His peak was the reggaeton era. That's why he's still هو لسه هناك على فكرة.
I'm still there.
في reggaeton.
في الرقطان قاعد.
But you know the shift of that it sheds focus on those genres where audience start listening more of songs in those genres where it revives those genres as well. What?
No, I just remembered the reggaeton era حقت كنزي دي ذكرتها.
Which
Flashback
song?
كده.
Which song?
عارف كنت بتسمع
Gasolina.
Gasolina.
It wasn't me. It was the whole industry صراحة. It was the same
لا أخي
thing.
أنت كنت مركز شوية.
ما أنا بركز مع كل
زيادة.
الويفز اللي
And
بتجي.
but yeah, you know it's something nice, healthy for that. Hip hop is not at its best now.
Aye, true.
So tapping into all
Exactly.
for artists to tap into other genres as well, that's nice. I'm loving that. I'm loving how the industry is shifting into tapping into different genres, bringing it to their own. Because also rappers, by the way, it's not just rappers rap over boom bap, trap, all of that. J Electronica shined after rapping over a soundtrack of a movie with no drums, no nothing. And it was a soundtrack of a movie. And that's where people discovered that J Electronica is one of the best in the game.
Yeah.
For instance, you know, you don't have to rap or do, if you're a rap or hip hop artist, you don't have to do that over a hip hop beat only.
Yeah, look at
You know,
Flowrider.
أنا أقول أمثلة جاني من برا.
He was singing on what type of music?
rapping
وذاته ما
somehow.
أعرف.
هو
وذاته ما أعرف هو he was. ما هو he's planning a comeback لكن.
He's been trying to do comeback for some years now.
That's why I said
It's
he's
not- it's
planning
not
a
working.
comeback.
No, it's not planning. He's already executing that, but it's
okay.
not working out.
ربنا يوفقك.
It's not working out. But yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Moving on. A question that I wanted to ask you guys. Awab.
دقيقة.
You know, I was driving. I was. it's two places that I come with ideas the most. While I'm driving, where I'm
into toilet.
maybe 10 days, 10 hours a day,
صح.
I'm
I was
driving,
expect-
or in a toilet.
In the
Toilet,
toilet,
yeah.
yeah.
You know,
Or under
that's
the
2
shower.
times.
ابو دي افكار ذات
Exactly, 3 hours, 3 places.
Shitty
you know?
ideas.
Shitty ideas.
انت معناه مع العيا بتاعك حق الاسبوع اللي فات ده a lot of ideas
أفكار.
كان
نحول لمونك.
Then I have topics for next 10 episodes, you know. But
one of the ideas جاتك وانت في الحمام.
هلا قول لي
ما اعرف.
ابلع عليك حبه طيب
what's يلا, this is the type of people you shouldn't chill with and discuss topics with. And I still do the same mistake every week and I come here and discuss.
تتعلم
باكل خرا آخر شيء. What's the definition of finding a right partner for you? Now, see, or when do you know that you found the right partner? Sometimes it's your emotion, your heart that takes control.
Yeah.
When you see someone, but that person might not be the one for you.
Okay.
You know? What is the right definition of finding the right partner? What makes you feel that, oh, now this is the person that is for me? This is the person that I want to live with. What sorts of thing that you think of, you know, that, okay, they have to tick this, they have to tick that, and that's where your mind over your heart, you know, when you set up couple things, and subhanallah, before coming today, I had this conversation with my dad as well.
Okay.
With my what makes you tick these boxes that go like, oh yeah,
I chose that
right.
that's it's not that I chose. That's the person that is for me.
Okay.
You know?
You like you need to measure the level of compatibility
Yes,
between
because-
you and the
Yeah,
partner.
because-
and do we have actually the question is, do you have to be compatible with your partner?
That's something. That's something. Now this is the thing. In our culture, back in the days, it was all arranged marriages.
Yeah.
You would never know only فترة الخطوبة and even the engagement phase, and even during that, if you break it off, it's a shame that it happened.
Yeah.
You know, people, culture, everybody will look at you that, there's a mistake that happened, but nobody would look at you like, they were just not for each other. You know, and that's it. You know? And it didn't happen. What makes you tick these boxes? What do you feel like would make you tick these boxes? And
I
if
can
you
give
want
you-
to
I can give
answer
you-
that,
yes, I can
because
give you a
you're a
couple-
married person,
Yeah, I
it
can
can
give you a
come
couple of
that,
tips, yeah.
that. Go ahead.
First of all, you need to like treat the marriage as a project, like you are building a company, for example.
Okay.
And you need to one of the things is that you need to discuss with your partner before marriage what are the responsibilities. Like you need to divide those responsibilities, and they need to be well known from the beginning.
The contract.
Kind of.
Yeah.
If you can write it down, it's better.
See what you signed?
Exactly. And also because you need to you are building a family, you're raising the next generation, so you need to know what you want to build, what you want to get out of this marriage. How you gonna write the success story of your life with your partner? How both of you will help each other achieving their goals.
Your cumulative goals.
And then
basically.
creating a right
cumulative goals.
environment for...
And even not the cumulative goals, they might be goals that you want to achieve and your partner want to achieve
Individually, you mean?
Individually, you need to discuss how you can help your partner
achieve them.
you
Yeah, that's
know?
why I said cumulative goals, because
And
even individual goals at the end of the day become cumulative goals. Because
Exactly.
we're in this. I work for your goals, you work for my goals, because your goals are mine and mine are yours, and
Exactly.
and whether they're individual or based under that project that you talked about. Yeah.
And another thing is that it's good to put the timeline. I'm telling you that you need to deal with that as a project. You need to put a timeline, like what we gonna achieve after 5 years. What's gonna happen after 10 years when we get kids? What we are going to, how we are going to raise them.
What's the environment that we're
Yeah.
going to create for them?
Yeah, and also discuss other things that is not too many people discuss like the mental health, discuss your mindset, your beliefs, all of these things before getting to marriage, because you don't want to get into the surprises after marriage, like
Yeah.
why you're not praying, for example, or for example, or what is your vision, like your political vision, your political.
Some people care about that. Yeah.
You know, you need to discuss these and know as much as you can before marriage. What else? You don't have to be compatible. You don't have to.
Why?
Like, for example, you don't have
But
to
you
share
don't have to share some interests.
some interest, but
Yeah.
don't. If, for example, if the music taste is not the same,
Yeah, that's
Ooh, and it's very tough for me that.
It's very tough for
I
you.
used to be like that too. to be
No,
honest.
no. Anna, to me, it's a flag.
It's a flag. Yeah, for you, it's a flag.
And-
so discuss it before.
See, exactly. And that's where, you know
Discuss it
what?
before.
That's where the conversation that I was having with my dad today. I was like, it was like, all right, so there's this girl, blah, blah. You know, khalas, I'm at that age where
Yeah.
they tried to, tell me about that girl, or there's this girl, blah, blah, blah. And you know what? I stopped and I told him, like, listen, yo, I can't really, and I don't find myself right now, after being raised over here in a multicultural country, that we were exposed to mainly Western music, for example, mainly Western lifestyle, especially for me, not
Yeah.
everybody over here.
Yeah.
But I was exposed mostly to a Western lifestyle that it makes me, more closer to that. And I told him, yo, I don't see myself marrying a girl from Syria or her coming from Syria.
Just because listening to music.
No, and I was like, no, listen, as a small example,
Yeah. Okay.
I won't. If I,
Your
for
mind,
example,
okay.
if I wake up today and I choose to play Future, for example, right? She's gonna go like, oh, what is that? I can't listen to it. So that's something.
قول لها خلاص.
That's something that I would not be able to play anymore in my household. For example, I would go alone and listen to it. For example,
طيب.
you know.
Not necessarily though.
Yeah, but because we don't enjoy the same thing, so it's not something that can be over there.
ما ده يلا
Just a second.
وبقدر
Let
أقول
me
لك حاجة
continue.
واحدة.
Let me continue.
Okay.
And then I was like, but this is the silliest example that I told him.
Yeah.
But then I was like, you know what? Also, maybe topics that I can't sit down and discuss with her. You know, it's because of how I was, or the environment that I was with, is going to be very,
Very difficult,
hard and difficult for me at that age to come and then sit down and then try to grab her mind, grab my mind, understand that,
عشان-
and why do I listen to this and that?
Okay, to make it very simple. ما أنت you need to find the common things between you that you can share in the household. Okay, but keep in mind that you have to sacrifice some of the things, because at the end of the day you have the main objective of this marriage that you
And
want to build.
you will never, as much as you try
As
to
much
find,
as-
you will never find someone who is completely compatible.
100%
Yeah.
compatible with you.
I'm not looking for
But
that. But I'm not looking for that.
Anna, that's what Kanzi is saying. But to Kanzi's, like, to your point, to you, one of the most important things that you should be compatible with is music.
For example,
That differs from person to
priorities,
person. Like to Kanzi, he doesn't care about sharing that music.
exactly.
That's not a
Yeah,
flag for
yeah.
him. To you, it's a flag.
Yeah.
To me, I'm in between. So
لازم تحب رند فايز.
that compatibility,
It's not-
what matters to you, like what
It's
matters to
different
you
from
to
a
be
person to a
yes.
person.
Yeah.
So to you, that's music. عشان we don't harp on this
for a long time. شكرا
time.
لانك تعلمت من الحلقات اللي قبل
أيوة.
كنا بنلف في دوامة.
فحبيت يعني اوصلكم للاستنتاج.
But yeah, that's true. You know, yeah. What are the boxes that you saw it ticked for you when it
انا
happened?
حاسالكم سؤال. انا I have a question. Do you think
أمحي سؤالي.
okay, so in finding the right partner, do you think love is is an important part
Yeah, of course.
of finding the right partner?
It is one of the factors, yes.
It's not the factor.
It's not the factor, but
It's
it is
one of the
the factors that
Is it an important factor?
it is important.
up there?
Yes.
It's important, yeah, because it will
Ignite a lot of other.
these sacrifices that I was talking about.
You'll
It's
make
because
them
you
out of
love
love.
them.
شكرا.
كويس.
جاوبك اداك سلايد سريع.
No, because I had
قديم جدا قديم.
I had a lot of previous debates about this, and surprisingly, a lot of people. I disagree with it. I agree with you guys, but on the other side of the coin about it, a lot of people tell me, especially girls, tell me that love is not even
in the equation.
Yeah, like someone who respects you. Like you can have love for the person, like you got love for them, but you don't love them. There's a difference.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And having love for them is a type of respect.
Exactly. So to them, it's not the most. Love is not being in love is not the most important.
I see love and respect. They go together.
Do you think love lasts forever?
If love doesn't last forever, it's respect that lasts more.
Yeah, I think.
If it doesn't, and there's a lot of cases of people that are in older generations, and I used to hear that in more than one setting, is that they're still together because they respect.
And they
other.
don't even experience love
Anymore.
since the time they got married.
You know?
This is what I heard.
No, to a certain extent. But then to certain أنا ما أعرف عرسوا بعض كيف. المهم to certain people, yeah, that's where arranged marriages and all of that. But then this is where it comes that a lot of people back in the days, they have that arranged marriages and then they fall in love with each other throughout their marriage later on.
Yeah.
And then it fades away after a while. Due life circumstances, and that's all. And because it didn't start with love, you know?
Yeah.
It started with an arranged marriage. So it didn't come deep down from the start. They stay together, do the respect that they have for each other and الخبز والملح that they had together.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
خبز وملح.
What are your tics?
My ticks?
Yeah.
Okay, so to me, I don't have a lot of ticks. I'm not really. I'm easygoing. I'm more
Fluid.
So I don't think you should be completely compatible. I think you should find, like, you should try and find.
See, guys, it's never that you're completely compatible.
Yeah.
You would never find that.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
all you need is like 3-4 interests that you share together.
Okay.
تاني بعد أي حاجة ممكن تكون مختلفة.
What's the main thing for you?
The main thing for me.
تعمل ملاح.
تلعب بلاي ستيشن.
That's لا.
تخش معنا في التيم.
كان كده لكن.
تخيل
كان كده شفت.
تخيل تخيل تكون تلعب بلاي ستيشن وأحسن منه.
Some people will fall for that. Yeah, they want.
ممكن.
أيوة عادي. And they will be bragging about that. My wife kicked my ass in football or FIFA or whatever.
A very important box for me to tick is that I like to be challenged. I don't
stay on my toes.
يعني I don't I don't
keep me
I don't
on my
like,
toes, baby.
There are a lot of people that are, or a lot of partners that you find that can be, I'm not gonna say submissive, but agreeable, easily agreeable.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't like easily agreeable people.
Yeah.
You want the debate and the
I
nagging?
like
Yeah.
You want the debate, the nagging?
Not the
No,
nagging.
not the nagging.
The debate.
The
A
debate.
rational debate.
Yes.
A conversation to have that. No, why do you don't want that? It's because and da. Why you don't see that? A healthy conversation.
But the most
turns
important,
out to be
the
nagging
most
in the
important
end, but
part for me
anyhow.
is freedom. Like most important thing. يعني
قصدك شنو بالفريدم؟
Freedom أيوة like explain to us.
Explain the freedom عليك الله. حطلع للساعة 3 صباحا ما تراجعيني.
مثلا. No, it's
ده شنو التوكسيك ده؟
no, it's
Freedom of what?
it's
لكن
kind
انت
of
ما ترجعي 3.
Freedom of speech.
freedom of living, like having your life. That free, يعني
Your own space?
not your own space. I don't know how to explain it. It's
لا explain ما في. زنق
it's the ability to it's more of a mental thing,
Okay.
because when you're in a relationship, marriage, etc., there are things that you have to commit to, يعني.
100%.
And adjust your life. Yeah.
these are borderline obligations. يعني انت ما ممكن مثلا like you said تكون بتسهر ل3 صباحا وتتوقع ما بزور يسألك ولا حاجة. There are things that are status quos that have to happen when you're in a committed relationship, right? But there's a mental freedom that comes with you having the ability to decide what you want to do.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
sometimes you find partners that set these boundaries حتى جوا راسك, which that is the biggest stressor in life in a partnership. When you feel like you're not even free to think
And make a
outside
decision.
the box
Yeah.
and
Outside the
make,
box, make your idea. Yeah. Totally.
That's something really nice because I actually met a duo in Dubai that, mashallah, a really great family. I went to their house. It's something that both of them, they work on together, that you would see their whole house is pieces of art that they created.
Together?
Yes. It's people that they push each other in whatever they're doing.
Common
And they
interests.
also, yes. And they also work together sometimes. You know, to a certain extent that there's a painting he would be stuck on, she would finish. And you know how hard is it for you to have something on your mind and someone else coming and doing that, you know, with their own vision. Because you won't have the same vision.
Yeah.
And he learned
That's rarely.
acceptance. It used to irritate him, but then he learned how to accept that. And it's something very beautiful to see.
Yeah.
And it's
know?
something very difficult to achieve.
To achieve. Exactly. In many households. You know?
Maybe that's a technique, because if you do that with painting, then you can
You
accept
can do
it
with
Exactly.
more important
Yeah.
things.
That was
ربنا يوفقكم ان شاء الله.
حبيبي أجمعين
نحضر افراحكم
عرسكم.
يعني.
Moving on. Local. Dubai launches Bread for All initiative. Kanzi?
It needs a clap actually.
Oh,
The yellow one.
yep. Wait. Go ahead.
Very remarkable initiative in Dubai. And the name of the initiative is the Bread for All. Bread for All. Which means
That's exactly what they were thinking.
it's a user
لما
friendly.
نعمل initiative ده, we're like, let's make this initiative.
But yeah, it's a user-friendly smart machine dispensers that have been placed at several outlets across Dubai. They are pre-programmed to prepare fresh bread and provide it for the masses and the people free of charge. And your pops is calling.
Pops. We'll get back to
The machine runs on the principle of short-term community funding, and the contributors can donate to the noble initiative directly through the machine. So
People contribute
Yeah, you
money
have the machine.
to the foundation, and then the foundation buys the bread and stacks up the machines, and then
Yeah, but then
people who are in need will
I
come
think
and take bread from these machines.
it's already there without also what is it called?
funding. Some of the bakeries they do this.
They
if
already
you go
do
to
it?
them,
Yeah.
and
But then if you also wanna, تتبرع, you can also do that
Yeah,
as well. But it's there already.
it's there already.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
but
there
now
already,
now it's
Yeah.
now I think definitely the next step is that you have an app that shows you the location where the those
why
machines,
not?
where
But-
those machines are, and then you go collect your free.
What a great initiative.
It's amazing.
The first time that I read this article, I was like, yo, that's something crazy.
Yep.
I'm ready to debate anyone in the universe about how great
This initiative, or what?
this environment we're living in over here. From security, from Abu Dhabi now being announced as the safest city by handling the pandemic. And I had an argument with someone about how Abu Dhabi was really the best city with handling this, the whole pandemic back then. And I'm ready also to debate about how good it is to live over here. There's a lot of stigma from outside, and you see videos many reasons for you not to go and live in Dubai. Blah 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 blah. You know,
I don't
of
even hear
people
that.
that
You don't have a clue.
do you see videos of how people live in New York City and they talk about it as the greatest city in the world?
A Big Apple.
Do you see videos of people how they live in Europe, for example, and how there are plenty of people that they live in the street. In New York, there's plenty of junkies in the street. It's not safe, crime, and blah blah. And I'm talking about the greatest cities in the world.
The homeless issue in Los Angeles, for example.
The water in the states as well, in certain states over there, the bad water that they're having, and because governments are not really looking after, you will never satisfy everybody at the end of the day.
Yep.
You as a government, you won't be able to satisfy all the residents. You as a person, you won't be able to satisfy all the audience, and it goes right. You will always have people that are naqimin,
Yeah.
and they will still talk shit regardless. It's not a lot of people that are always thankful and grateful for whatever that they have.
Yeah.
And it's good to do that.
And one of the blessings is that, and the benefits of traveling is that you go
get to see.
and see it
Exactly.
by your own eyes, and then come back and compare
Exactly.
it. See, like
Because I've been
if you-
outside and I've been hearing a lot of stigmas about here, the country, whatever it is, and I always go like, nah, man, it's not like that. So that's a great initiative.
It's an amazing
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
On the other news, MDLBeast announced today that they are taking 56 artists to perform, regional and international artists to perform in the World Cup. To perform in
طيب
قطر.
بتحكي شو ما
ما عارف.
To prove البوينت بتاعت
Qatar World Cup. And still, they didn't announce the list of the 56 artists. They said that is coming soon.
Who do you think will be there?
I don't know.
Name me 5, for example, at least.
Bro, it's the World Cup. 5?
Yeah. Mom, but they have their own place over there where the stage and blah, blah is going to happen. So it's
okay.
not, there's a whole lot of things are going to happen over there. And it's something that we are excited to see.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? With that being said, gentlemen, do you have anything you want to add?
Yep.
I think this was a very interesting episode, and
I enjoyed it.
ده رأيه
enjoyed it.
كمتفرج.
I enjoyed it from the.
خلاص كويس
the
مبروك.
aspect
تعال
of a
كل اسبوع
spectator.
تعال كل اسبوع.
الله يخليك.
حبيب. With that being said, Awab, do you want to close it?
خلاص. Do you want me to close it?
Go ahead.
All right. So with that being said, before we leave you guys, I know we talked a lot about a lot of heavy stuff, but I want to chime in on the mental.
1 gigabyte.
1 gigabyte. I want to chime in again about
ثقيلة.
if you're struggling with anything, talk to people. Talk to people you trust or you don't trust. Vent, help. Do not ما تعملوا عقد في راسكم. ما تعملوا as a community. We need to be able to open this door up more and be able to open up with each other more. And the sooner we do that, the faster we do that, the healthier we will grow and the healthier we will strive as a community.
And the healthier community environment you'll have.
Exactly. That's my closing.
Communication. Communicate always with the people around you. Don't be scared. Don't be ashamed. And find the ones that really do love you. They are the ones that would be ready to sit down and listen. It's not a shame at all for you to speak out. It's not a shame if you share what's hurting you, and if somebody really hurt you and you talk it out with them as well. It's not a shame if you sit down with your friend, if you listen. It's not a shame if you stop giving advices and just listen, open your ears. Whenever you sit down and you hear somebody complaining, I wish nothing but everybody out there to be safe. All the love and all the respect also for everybody out there. Shout out to everybody that is working hard. Shout out to everybody that is facing their struggles and reaching out also for help when they need. This was everything from the Flamingos podcast for this week. This is Yad.
Kanzi on the mic.
And a whoop.
And peace!